asked Democrats to swallow any new Republican policies. We didn't add partisan riders. We simply asked Democrats to extend existing funding levels to allow the Senate to continue the bipartisan appropriations work that we started. And Senate Democrats said no. Why? Because far-left interest groups and far-left Democrat members wanted a showdown with the president.
Now, why do we care so much about them negotiating with us? It's not a point of pride. It's because Americans are hurting with higher costs throughout the country. Some of it's tariffs, some of it's energy costs, some of it's food costs. But one of the main reasons, and the one with the most immediate impact on raising Americans' costs, is skyrocketing costs of health care, all done by the Republicans.
Our international affairs commentator Douglas Herbert is with us now on set. Douglas, I mean, each side blaming the other there, but break it down a bit for us. Democrats wanted to protect healthcare. It was being cut. Is that the main issue?
Yeah, that's the main issue, and the Democrats have deliberately made health care the main issue. The Republicans say we can negotiate health care separately. It has nothing to do with the don't hold the government, federal government hostage to your issue of health care. But the Democrats say it is too important. They have chosen it as the lightning rod, the symbolic issue to sort of emblematic of what they see as Donald Trump's just slash and burn tactics to the American government in programs and services that help the American people. So this is where they're starting, and they're digging in their heels. They're essentially saying their message is, we will not allow Donald Trump and his administration to abuse their executive power over the congressional purse strings to cut all of these programs. We will not be advocates of keeping the current government spending levels unless, and here's where it comes down, unless the Republicans agree to extend subsidies for health care, namely what's known as Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, that helped millions of Americans to be able to afford health care. Now, those subsidies are set to expire by the end of the year. Technically, yes, there is time beyond this deadline that is already passed. They could have negotiated it separately, but the Democrats really feel they have nothing to lose here. They are in a minority in all branches of the American government. They feel not just disenfranchised, they feel really almost powerless up against a Donald Trump who has run roughshod over every branch, as they see it, of the government, and taken more and more executive power unto himself. They say, if it takes us having to use, yes, the pretext of a fight over a government shutdown and to shut down the U.S. government in order to drive home the message to millions of Americans, because there's a feeling that a lot of Americans don't even realize what's going to happen as a result of this. If this is what it takes to make Americans realize that they are the ones who are going to most suffer from losing their health care benefits, from losing, and I'm talking, it's estimated about 4 million will immediately be unable to afford health care. Millions more will see their premiums, that is the prices they pay for Obamacare, go way up. This is in addition, I will say, to cuts already passed in a previous tax law earlier this year. You remember the Big Beautiful Bill? The Big Beautiful Bill also had cuts included in it on Medicaid, which is the health care for low-income Americans with disabilities and other needs, and other health programs and services. It's all part of a broader picture and a broader package. But you're absolutely right. If you want to blame, yes, you can blame the Democrats for, in this case, yes, choosing this fight, and yes, saying in this case, we will allow the U.S. government to shut down because we believe it is in the interests of Americans, millions of Americans, implicitly saying, even if they don't realize it yet, we are doing the yeoman's work for them. We are trying to protect their benefits. It's an extremely tough fight to make, especially in a country, remember, where a lot of people are tuned out, not listening to the news, or getting their news from social media feeds that are pumped up on disinformation and conspiracy theories. So it's not like they have pure, accurate information. You could say, how could Americans not know their health care is about to be cut off and their premiums are about to go up? Very, very easily. People throw up their hands. They're tuning out of the political discourse. And it comes down to the headlines we were seeing earlier in the press, the blame game. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Republicans' fault. It's both their fault. They're all rotten.
Okay, but now we have it. It's in place. The government has shut down. I mean, what happens now? We're hearing about tens of thousands of people furloughed, even a lot of people
Hundreds of
fired.
thousands. Yeah. No, you're right. Tens. Let's just now exponentially multiply that. It's an estimated 750,000 federal workers could be, and the word furlough in American political parlance and just in the dictionary means that they're temporarily out of active work. That is temporarily pending, presumably, the reopening of government agencies when and if they finally decide to end this shutdown. Now, that's normally what happens. So workers are furloughed, all but the most essential workers, most essential being medical workers in the line of health emergencies, active serving military duty members, air traffic controllers notably. They all continue to go to work. They're not paid, but the understanding is that they will get that payment once the agencies open again. It's just deferred. But in this case, and this is why this is different, whereas all shutdowns are the same, this shutdown's the same, but different, because Donald Trump is essentially, and I've used the word weaponizing, and I'll use it again, he's weaponizing this shutdown by, even before it happened, saying if those workers are furloughed, we're not just going to let them sit there. We're going to fire them. There will be mass layoffs. And there'll be mass layoffs not because I, Donald Trump, am choosing to fire them. It's the fault of the Democrats. They're the ones who shut down your government. They're the ones who are laying off your jobs. You can see where this is going. And it's not just bitter and partisan and political. It is an acrimonious. It is a no-go. There's absolutely no daylight right now between, lots of daylight between the Democrats and the Republicans.
Okay, Douglas Herbert, thanks a lot.